Bruh.
Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video I'm going to talk about what goal setting is, when goal setting is good for you and when it goes too far. So hopefully you can hear me. I forgot my mic, so forgive me if the audio is not that good, my bad. Alright, let's begin with this presentation. I noted all my notes down in this journal. Let's begin with what a goal is. A goal is a certain event or thing you want to reach, you want to have in your life because you want to be fulfilled. If you reach that thing, you will be fulfilled. You think that's the case. And why do we need to set goals for ourselves? If we don't set goals, we are purposeless. And when we are purposeless, we are meaningless. Because goals give meaning to humans. And if you are meaningless, that's not good. A human being needs meaning. It's a fundamental need for human beings to have meaning in our lives. So that's what a goal is. That's why we need goals, to have a certain sense of progress. And progress is meaning. So we need meaning. Goal setting could really improve your life. If you set goals which you really want to reach, you're desiring that thing, you visualize it every day, every minute, it's in your mind, you're almost, sorry for the background noise. Alright, let's continue this video. You are almost obsessed about that thing in your mind, then it's good. Because then it's good. Not too obsessed, of course, but in a healthy way. You really want to reach that goal, so you go for it maximally. You give your full potential to reach that goal. That's good for you. It gives meaning, and that's healthy. The important thing about a goal is that you must desire it very much. You must feel it. If you think about it, you must really feel it. You must crave for it to reach that certain thing. About a year ago, I was filming a project, a movie, an amateur movie. And when I started that movie, I really enjoyed it making it. I visualized the end result. And during the progress, I enjoyed it really much. Also a good lesson, enjoy the journey of that goal. To visualize that end goal, begin with the ends in mind. Begin with the ends in mind. Give your full potential and enjoy the journey itself. Enjoy the journey itself. Of course, if you are working towards your goal and you don't enjoy it very much, you all have to do it on discipline. Ask yourself the question, why do I want to reach that goal? Why do I want to reach that goal? Do I really want it? Do I want it bad enough, or did I lose the joy? And that was the case while I was filming the project. I started with joy, the desire to reach that goal. I enjoyed the journey, but during the progress, and it was a huge goal, I lost my joy. I didn't enjoy the journey anymore. I was only looking at the end result, and that made me miserable. I was still disciplined to film, but I didn't enjoy it. And that cost me a lot of energy, a lot. I almost burned out a few times in a row. I had to energize myself for like a whole month, because eventually I thought like I quit for now. And half a year later I thought like, well, what's the point? Why do I want to reach that goal? What's the point? Why? A good question. Why do you want to reach this goal? Do you want to because other people say, well, you must have goals, and when you have goals, then you are productive, and then you are a man, an ambitious man, or whatever. But do you really want it yourself? Do you want it yourself? Because if you don't want it yourself, then what's the point? What's the point? If you have a goal in mind, ask yourself the question, why do I want to reach this goal? Why do I want to reach this goal? Do I want to reach this goal because other people say so? Other people brainwashed me to do this? Or do I want it myself? How do I figure this out? Because all the distractions, all the noise from the outside world, from social media, etc., is infiltrating your mind. The only solution to that, and I already said it in a previous video, is go offline. Go off grid for, like, even though it's 1, 2 or 3 days, a weekend long, it can help you really much. And just see what happens in your mind. Do you still want to reach this goal? And if that doesn't help you, what information do you consume a lot? Do you consume a lot of information from influencers who say, be ambitious, have goals, do this, do that? And the result of that is your inner voice is shut down. Then really prevent that content and watch other content. And the best advice, go off grid, go offline and see what happens. The second one is this goal realistic? Is this goal realistic? And what is realistic? That depends on you. What you see as realistic is realistic. It's your perception on it. But you have a sense, you know, all right, I want to be a millionaire in about 1 year. That's not realistic in my mind. For other people it is. So be honest to yourself, is this realistic? Do I want it myself? And how long does it take approximately? I also gave myself a lot of deadlines. All right, I didn't reach filming the end of the movie in March, so I will shift it towards April, at the end of April. And in April it was the same. I shifted towards May, and that gave me a lot of stress. Goals can give you stress. If you don't like it that much, if you don't enjoy the journey that much, if you cannot see the picture, the end result pristine in your mind, clearly in your mind, you cannot visualize it. It's just a big fake abstract, I just want it, you know. Well, if I reach it, it would be fun to reach this goal. Be crystal clear. Just write it down. Write down the end result. Write down the end. When you must visualize it. All right, if I reach that goal, it would look like this. If the end of the movie, I visualize the end of the movie. All right, it has to go like this and this and this. I write it down and I draw it like a few times to make it more clear for myself. And if you cannot do that, then your goal is not clear enough. So make it clear. You have to write it down, or you have to draw it. If you write it down, just write it in a few sentences. Don't make a whole book out of it, but just a few sentences. So focus on the progress, not the outcome. That's important. And also, the outcome must be crystal clear. If you don't enjoy the journey, you all have to do it on discipline. The desire has been flushed away, and then there's no point in it. If you don't enjoy the progress, what's the point? Or if you don't enjoy this goal, if you don't enjoy this journey, maybe it's a sub-goal. Maybe you have a great goal in mind, a huge goal you want to reach in about 5 to 10 years. And the first goal for this year is a sub-goal. And the sub-goal is a tiny step towards the bigger goal, towards the great goal you want to reach in about 5 to 10 years. So that could also be possible. Maybe you don't enjoy the journey of this sub-goal, of reaching a sub-goal, but you enjoy the journey towards the bigger goal you want to reach in 5 to 10 years. To manifest that goal, You enjoy that. You enjoy that journey. So it's possible. Maybe you have to do it on discipline then, but you know you have the bigger picture in mind. And if you have the bigger picture in mind, you know what's the point of it. You know what's the point of reaching this sub goal. So I will continue working towards this sub goal. All right. I hear a lot of times, and I experienced it myself. I gave myself a lot of stress to reach a certain goal, and I still do it. I must be honest to myself. I still do it sometimes, but those periods don't take place that much anymore. So I'm making progress in it. So if you are stressed a lot because you want to reach a certain goal, you really want it, you want it bad enough. Is this goal in my control, or is it not in my control? I want to win a marathon. Well, all right. Is it in my control? Yes, you can work towards that. You can train a lot of times. You can get out of bed every morning and train a lot. But it's also not in your control, because there are also a lot of competitors who can maybe sprint better, who are maybe a bit more fit. So know whether the goal is in your control or it's not in your control. May distinguish those two. It's important, because if it's not in your control, if it's not, you don't have to worry about it. I know it's simple to say, but why should you worry about things which are not in your control? Like the train has a delay. That's not in my control, so I'm not supposed to worry about it. The weather is bad. Well, I cannot change the weather, so I try to not worry about it that much. If that goal gives you a lot of stress, don't set certain time frames to reach that goal. Just loosen a bit more. And if you need a lot of pressure to reach a certain goal, then ask yourself the question, how bad do I want it? How bad do I want it? And why do I want to reach this goal? If you need a lot of motivation, a lot of pressure to reach that goal, ask yourself the question, all right, do I really want this goal? If I have to motivate myself constantly, do I want to reach it then? Or does somebody else say, reach that goal and then you will be better off? You are supposed to reach that goal because then you are productive or ambitious or whatever the reason might be. Do I want it bad enough? Why do I want to reach this goal? What's the point in reaching this goal? Is it realistic to reach this goal? Why do you need to be realistic? Of course, if you're realistic, you're more flexible and you can think more clearly. You're not stressed that much, because stress narrows your thinking a lot. But that's clear, I think. So set goals without a certain time frame, because that gives less stress. You need a bit of stress, a bit of tension, because that motivates and drives you to work towards that goal, but not too much, because that narrows your thinking. And also a great tip is, don't sacrifice that much to reach a goal. I still notice I sometimes sacrifice a bit too much to reach a certain goal. And of course that's good. If you are at the start of reaching your goal, you need to sacrifice certain things. You have hanging out with your friends a bit less than previously. Working in the weekends, I just name a few. But when you make a lot of progress, then it's fine to not sacrifice that much. For example, sacrifice your health. All right, if you really want to reach a certain goal, you want it bad enough, then you can work a whole night long. That's fine, but you cannot hold that for like 1 year or even 3 months, because that's not healthy. So don't sacrifice your health, your physical health, your mental health. If you sacrifice those pillars, then what's the point? You don't enjoy the journey then also. So sacrifice, have a bit of tension to drive and motivate yourself. And if you need a lot of motivation from the external world, from other people, then also ask those questions I said previously. And the last tip is, if you want to reach a certain goal, a certain purpose, but you are not that motivated, fear holds you a bit back, then you have to create a certain sense of pain. So if I don't reach this goal, then my dreadful life will continue. My dreadful days in a job I don't like, or other things which are dreadful and doesn't contribute to my happiness. So make it worse. Just pain is also a motivator, anxiety is a motivator. So use it in your benefit. If you are anxious, use it to motivate yourself. If you are in pain because it's very hard to reach that goal, motivate yourself. Use it as a motivator. Like when I'm exercising, I feel a lot of pain. I don't want to do pull-ups. I don't want to. But I use that pain to motivate myself. I say this is discomfort, and discomfort makes me stronger. It makes me a better person. It builds character. So, alright. Hopefully you learned a lot in this video. Hopefully it contributed. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. You learned a lot of information. And I also want to emphasize, this video is very inspiring, but I'm not going to do anything with it. Then you wasted your time. So if you don't have any goal in life, even though it's a small goal, you want to lose fat, or you want to walk 5 kilometers every day, or you want to cycle every day, just to name a few small goals. Begin with small goals, and eventually you will be trained in setting goals, and you will ultimately set bigger goals. But that's just progress. But ask yourself, what goals should I pick? What do I like to do? If I had all the time, if I don't have to go to my work, what would I do? What would I enjoy? What do I want to do then? If I have a 1 week left and then I'm gonna die, what should I do in that 1 week? What should I do in that 1 week? What do I like to do? What do I want to experience? Don't know what that is? Ask yourself those questions if you don't know what goals you should pick. And remember, but I don't need goals. I just live by the day. I don't want to reach goals. I don't believe that. Living by the day is also a goal in itself. Because man need meaning. We need meaning. And if we don't have meaning, we end up in simple pleasures. We indulge ourselves in pleasures to fill up the emptiness of not having goals. That results in nihilism, and we don't want to be nihilistic. So ask yourself those questions. Take a small goal and work towards that goal. Be realistic. Don't set a certain time frame if that gives you stress. And enjoy the journey. If you don't enjoy the journey in the first place, you start like day 1, you start your goal, and in day 1 you don't like it, or day 2 or day 3, quit. Don't do it don't do it on discipline altogether. You must find joy in it, but you must have a certain sense of discipline if you have a day off, or a few days off, or this sub-goal contributes to a higher purpose, then it's fine. So, thank you for watching. Have a great day. My arse hurts.